Pat, who you have with you, buddy? You got someone down there?
Ladies and gentlemen, two-time national champion as a player, obviously an absolute dog. The current head coach down here in Miami, ladies and gentlemen, Mario Cristobal.
Yeah, coach!
What's up, brother?
It's hot as hell down here, bro. So this humidity is all day, every day? This
is mild now. I mean, August is about maybe twice what you're feeling right now. This is on its way to being like dream weather.
Okay, so you're playing Florida this weekend. We talk about this in the NFL because Michael Lombardi brought it up one time. Whenever you're playing like Miami and you're a northern team, that is a weapon for the Miami Dolphins because they're in the heat. They are. Do you view your team as maybe more cardiovascular or more conditioned because they have to train in this? It's almost like training at altitude, AJ, because of how thick it is here. You're in a sauna, basically, all throughout. Do you feel like your team has an advantage because obviously not against Florida, but in general as a whole?
Well, we work at it. You know, back to the days of Coach Jimmy Johnson, he always used to tell us that football rewards those guys that are in great shape. And fatigue will make cowards out of everybody if you let it. So we always ingrain that in our minds when we're training in the offseason.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll become a coward real quick in this weather. I started, pushing the buttons. How do you feel about the team this year? It feels like it's been fun. Carson Beck, it was talked about whenever you brought him in from Georgia. Obviously, big money play is what everybody was saying. Big money, big money. That was the reports on the line. You did that with Cam Ward as well. I'm not saying the money was a part of it, but I'm just saying, like Cam Ward, you bring him in to lead the team. He obviously does his magic, becomes the number one overall draft pick. When you're selling Carson Beck on the program or talking to Carson Beck, why do you feel like he's good for the program? And when you're telling him what it could be like, is this exactly what you're telling him, basically? Is it working out exactly how you both thought it was going to be?
Well, 3 games in, we feel awesome about the progress. I mean, when you watch him on film, 23, he had a phenomenal year. And 24, he did have a good year, but the pieces weren't quite in place like you had him in 23, right? It was a very, the scheme kind of morphed into something different. And we felt that our offensive line, our skill players, our running game, and then surrounding him with just, a certain type of environment that he could really thrive. And the guy's a competitor. He's an awesome, awesome teammate. And he's a natural leader. So far it's working out pretty well.
The leadership thing, can we talk about how important that is whenever you bring in these veteran quarterbacks? Because I think the way people are talking about Cam Ward in Nashville right now, about how like his aura, it radiates through everybody else. Cam had his own way of leadership, Carson's style of leadership. How is it in the building, and what do they compare to each other?
Yeah, I thought it was really neat because he didn't participate in spring ball, so he had to watch. But he was involved in every walkthrough, involved in the running game, pointing out protections. He was always engaged. And that holds a lot of water, man, with your teammates and whatnot. He was always in there, and his knowledge and the time he was investing, that just gained a lot of, attention, a lot of trust from his teammates. And once he started playing, they saw him rip the ball, and they say, okay, this guy's a dude.
Yeah, he looks like a veteran, too, just so comfortable. Running the offense. We talk about that in college football. Obviously, you've been in college football a lot longer than us and know it a lot better than us. But just having a quarterback that can operate and just get you through shit, I think is a huge advantage at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, it is. You always look at your team like, what's it like right in the belly, like right in the gut, right? Your center, your quarterback, your tailback, right? Your nose tackle, your linebacker, and your safety. Is that made up of a veteran, hard-nosed, experienced crew? And we feel that when those pieces have a lot of experience and they have a lot of resilience and toughness and they're callous kind of dudes, you always got a chance to be good.
Got to build through the middle. AJ Hawk, Mike linebacker back there, has a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, what are you expecting this Florida Gators team coming in Saturday night? Obviously, they're going to be kind of upset coming off a loss. But what kind of challenges do they present to your team?
Well, they're one of the most talented teams we've seen in 4 years. They've got speed, they've got size, they've got great scheme, great coaching. I mean, they're as good as any team that we have faced. So we always expect everybody's best, and we're looking forward to an unbelievable opportunity.
Florida games. Obviously, you went to the U. Florida games always have a little extra juice, especially this year. Felt like everybody was going to go on a run, and then obviously Florida has their little bit of a slide. But I feel like from what I've been told from Florida boys, that does not matter. A lot of people know a lot of each other here, and every time you play each other, it's a very familiar style of game against the guys.
Yeah, I mean, rivalry games across the country, right? You're never all the way in the win column. You're never all the way out of the loss column. Like, it's always a back and forth. The energy, the intensity, all the hype and noise surrounding it, it's a different level. And so our job is to make sure that becomes a non-factor and that we focus on doing our job and not letting anything get in the way of that. But the intensity that these guys, knowing that they know each other since high school, youth football, you name it, they've played each other for a long, long time, so the intensity's through the roof.
How often do you guys jump in that big-ass pool I just walked by? They got a huge pool in the middle of the campus.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I think there's a high dive. Yeah, there it is. There it is right there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a high dive that's over there. I mean, the campus is alive.
That's our freshman dorms, the condos right there that overlook that, and then, good recruiting opportunity here. So
We got a wall there. Party just told me we got no shot at getting that. Cameraman, no shot. He said we ain't got it. Can't get to the pool. But beautiful campus, feels alive too, very much alive.
It is. They have our president, Joe Echeverria, has done an unbelievable job, and those that have come before. They have built, it almost looks like a resort in a private school setting. So that's hard to beat. So we're super blessed, man.
Yeah, it is a resort down here, boys. I can see how people kind of move.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Tone has a question for you back in the Thunderdome, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, I do. A lot of people already talking about how you might have the best O-line, D-line combo in the entire country. And obviously you've paid quarterback the last 2 years because that's the most important position in sports. But after that, do you know, and is it part of your philosophy, hey, we need to get O-line, D-line right before we do anything else?
I think you have to, because those are the two positions that take a little bit longer to develop than the other ones. You see a lot of plug-and-play receivers, running backs, DBs, and the big guys, right, they have to get bigger, stronger. Their bodies have to be accustomed to all that pounding and whatnot against bigger bodies. So we certainly felt that was the path for us to start rebuilding Miami.
Can you talk about the Miami legends? Michael Irvin, okay? I saw him last night. He was all jacked up on the internet talking about hitting a siren. He missed the game last week. He wouldn't miss this one. We see him on the sideline. I think he's on all fours sometimes. He's alongside of it. Obviously, Ray, Ed, Reggie Wayne. The Rock, obviously, is an alumni member here. Yourself, it's like, is it starting to feel a certain way back here in Coral Gables? Is that conversation taking place about how when the football team is great, the entire university maybe has a different type of aura around it?
Well, I've been coming to this campus since I was knee-high, brother. I want to be a Miami Hurricane my whole life, and I'm a nobody compared to those legends you mentioned. But the attraction was seeing these monsters, these absolute legends, come back all the time and be involved in giving back and impacting the players on the team. The fact that they're back, the fact that we're improving, and we got a long ways to go. We know we have a lot of improvement to do, but to see the momentum that's being generated, brother, we just want to work. We just want to shut out all the bullshit and just get right at it, get to work, and just go get better. We play an awesome team on Saturday tomorrow. We just want to get to work, man.
I love everything about that. Also, I love that not only just shut out all the noise and work. I heard you're Jiu-Jitsu guy. Is that accurate?
You want to fight me
I
right now?
almost shot on it right there. I want to let you know. I didn't know what our relationship was.
I
didn't know what our relationship was. Okay.
Let him choke you out.
I didn't know what I don't know, if you were to watch that clip back, you would see me looking at you and literally just figuring out whether or not I should fake for a single leg right now. I'm happy I didn't. Look at his ass. He's ready to punch me in the face. He's ready to punch me in the face. Oh, we'll see. We still got some time left on this. The Talks Table has a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach. You were a walking pancake block back in the day, by the way. Don't be so humble in comparison to those other guys you just mentioned. But with everything Pat just mentioned about this team and how you guys do block all the bullshit out, if you could maybe mentally go back to when you were that walking pancake block for the U in the 90s, how much of this team reminds you of those teams that you won the Natty with back then? Is it a very close team? How's the camaraderie? And do you see kind of the same trajectory and path that you went on back in the day as this team does this year?
I think that was a time and a place that will never be duplicated. I just got to be honest with you. It was a day and age before social media, cell phones. That was a really edgy bunch. These dudes were, they were real now. And they were awesome teammates. Within a week of being on campus, you were part of the brotherhood, and life changed forever. And so what we're trying to do now, and our former players are helping us, we're trying to kind of get away from going back. We're trying to get into moving forward, moving Miami forward, and the principles and values of what those guys implemented here be a huge part of that. That's what we're trying to do. But do you sometimes have flashbacks from some of those incredibly talented and half crazy players that I had a chance to play with? Absolutely. And God bless, man. That was the best part about being a Miami Hurricane. I want to live and die being a Miami Hurricane. I love it. And the fact that we're starting to get better, we got a long ways to go. The momentum is real. The fact that you guys are here is an honor. And we just want to get focused on the game.
That's a great pound.
Wow.
He was trying to set the tone right there.
Yeah, that's a hard pound right there.
Yeah,
You
just
hear
I'm
that
Watching
thing.
the single leg over here.
Hey, way to stay alert. I see that.
Show him
I
that
see
set,
you
Pat. Show
now.
him your set. I know you were taking a
And a
couple
sprawl, man.
Yeah,
past set.
Check this out, Coach.
Look at that.
We got to work on that, man.
What?
We got a lot of work to do,
Yeah,
brother.
right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. See,
Show
look, he
him
was about to put me in
show
a
him the
little high-
screen.
how about-
Show him the screen.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Got the screen, let's see.
Screen's coming. Okay.
Here we go.
Boom. We kick. Bang. You see that? And then we're out. We're out. You see that?
He got Aiden Hutchinson,
would've-
Coach. He got Aiden Hutchinson at the Super Bowl.
Well, you wouldn't be getting much NIL from us, with that technique.
Jeez
but,
Louise! I thought we're handing out bags of cash around here. The Talks Table has another question for you,
Yeah,
Coach.
Coach, speaking of that, you mentioned how these in-state games, tend to be a little bit different. Last week, South Florida, this week, Florida, and then obviously not looking ahead, but you have Florida State. When it comes to recruiting, how important are these in-state games? Like, will you notice sometimes that your entire recruiting class, can maybe shift a little bit if you aren't successful in these games? Because we obviously know the U is at its best when you guys recruit Florida the way that you have.
Well, I think performance on the field and trajectory of a program always has an impact on recruiting. These things go down to the wire, man. You see some big-time victories in September, and then you see some flips and some other drastic changes in recruiting. I mean, it's almost like, yep, there's a football season, but there's also a recruiting season, and a lot of times it's tied to it. But with these three schools, don't be surprised the way that it goes in so many different directions. So I'll focus on just busting your butt, man, and doing everything possible to get the right type of guys here, man.
Isn't that what they always say? Like, you don't like recruiting? Isn't that what everybody always says about you?
No, we get after it.
Yeah, they say you recruit 25 hours a day. Isn't that what they say,
Yeah,
Tony,
the
about him?
goat of recruiting. The reason Bama was Bama, some people would say.
Is because of you recruiting 25 hours a day.
It's a product of when everybody gets on board. You know what I mean? It's recruiting is never a one-man show. It's a buy-in from everybody, and quite honestly, it's. I mean, these players, their families, they can see if a guy's full of what. If you truly believe in what you're selling, and if you want people to come in, right, and be like for real and be part of it, then I think they see right through the real and the BS. And we've had a great track record, so we want to keep attracting the best of the best.
Yeah, well, it's fun that your team is very good, and it is exciting that game day is here. You need to know that. Like, we are very thankful whenever we get a chance to go to places, especially me, that I've never been before for this show. I'm very thankful to learn about how it operates around here. I'm excited to see your fan base. I'm excited to see you tomorrow morning. I'm pumped to kind of feel what a game day is here, because obviously this place has a lot of history in the sport of football. Go ahead, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned recruiting. When you are recruiting, like, where do you take them? There's so many options you have, I think, there in the Miami area that other college cities do not have what you guys have. I would imagine that's a huge weapon. Like, what do you do typically if you bring say you bring a big 5-star in for an official visit? Where are you taking them?
Like you mentioned, there's so many places. It starts with campus. I mean, this thing has exploded into being one of the nicest places in the country. And again, we're in Coral Gables, so you want to show them Coral Gables and where 95% of their life is going to take place. And in the day and age of NIL, we're very well postured to present a model that's both private from an academic setting, private from a take care of your business in a football setting, but also from a business standpoint, being in economically, the fastest growing city in the world. So there's a lot to sell. I'm not going to give up our, where we go and whatnot to pass that information on, but you guys are more than welcome. We'll take you guys
Sweet.
to those spots if you want to. I think you'll like it.
Yeah, we'd like to go on a recruiting visit here. I think that'd be a fun time. The fastest growing city in America, Miami, is that what you said?
Economically.
Oh, there's a lot of money coming here. Good time to have that. Also, good time to be a great recruiter. Do you hate the one transfer portal window in winter, or do you just the way it sounded like every college coach that I've talked to, anonymously of course, has said happy that it's not 2 windows, but I think everybody would have preferred the spring one in the football world. Do you agree or not agree with that?
Man, there's no perfect answer. I mean, the one, everybody's all for the one. You wish there was some type of waiver where if it was in the middle, or when I say the middle of the actual football season, fall and spring, if it was in January, February, you wish there was some type of waiver that allowed you to visit guys and they could start school a little bit later as opposed to scrunching it in that short window.
Got it.
Because it's not fair to anybody. So we're all trying to find the answers. It's imperfect, but adapt or die, man. It's that simple.
Yeah, it was a big decision, I think, that was made this week by the NCAA, having the one transfer portal. It's a wild time, and I appreciate you saying adapt or die. I was like, I would have got
no
Don't worry about it.
No
AJ, did you
flinch.
see that? I got these. I wore my Adidas shoes down here for you guys too.
Yeah. Hey,
They're
what's
a
the
little
roll
bit
around?
About to choke his ass out.
Yeah, please
Get
do,
up, man.
coach.
Whoa.
Can you show us what that might look like? You don't have to do it, but can you show us what the technique looks like, maybe?
What, you're talking about my technique,
No,
AJ?
if
Is that what
coach,
you're talking
if
about
coach
there?
got you like in a rear naked choke, like what would
is
he
he
would
ar-
have to squeeze and put you out?
We know what a rear naked choke
I
looks like.
don't.
I don't think he has to show it,
I
AJ.
barely
Look at
know.
look at that power stance, right
Look at
leg
him.
back, right
Look at
there. He's ready to throw one.
Always
Holy
ready.
shit!
Maybe he's an armbar guy.
Jeez Louise, coach, calm down.
Are you an
The game's
armbar guy?
tomorrow.
Are you? Yeah. Have you ever rolled with anybody that is fighting, like that currently that we would know that are fighters? Do you go to any of the fighting gyms or anything like that?
We get a chance to go to a lot of the, events that are in town and whatnot. And long story for another day. You
No,
know?
how'd you get into it? That's
Long
jiu-jitsu
story.
is.
Yeah, like Joe
Another day.
Missoula, Pat. Joe
All right.
Missoula, like
He's got to stay focused. He's got to stay focused on the game. Big game against Florida. I can't be talking about how I rip people's heads off. Okay, that is not what we're doing right now. We're trying to win a game tomorrow against Florida. We appreciate your hospitality. This
Thank you,
is
man.
beautiful.
Appreciate
Good
you,
luck
man.
tomorrow, man.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you
Appreciate
so
you.
much.
You're the man,
Thank you,
Coach.
Thank you.
Coach Mario
Good luck,
Cristobal.
Coach.
Yeah, go.
Coach Mario Cristobal. What do you-
You want this, you got that. No way.